What's today? Is 4/30/20 guest removal. Now I gotta pay this dude to remove the people out the dang on place.
Come on, guest removal. She removing guests.
Get out.
So I'm getting text messages talking about where y'all at. I don't see y'all on YouTube. What's going on?
No, it says live on YouTube.
That what it say?
All right, yeah, we there. All right. We are live and in full color. No, Devin is calling me. I can't, Devin. I can't right now, boo-boo. I can't. Let me. Okay, here we go. All right, everybody ready? Y'all ready? Y'all good?
Yep.
What's going on, everybody? Thank you for tuning in to aconnectiontv.com and A Connection TV here on YouTube, the two places on the World Wide Web where we actually adopt similar connections despite our difference. And welcome to another live edition of Culture Club ATL. But we have some people all throughout the East Coast, not just here in ATL. Do me a favor. Can you guys introduce yourselves, starting with Ben over there? State your name and how do you feel about our current president in office?
My name is Ben Robinson III, and I hate Donald Trump. He's an idiot, and every time he talks, it just makes my soul cry. So, yeah.
All right. All right. Sir Harold, same question. State your name and how you feel about our current president in office.
Yes, my name is Harold, and I'm coming to you live and living color from Washington, D.C., or the DMV, I should say, DMV area. And since I'm in the president's backyard, that's my only regret in life, is that I live so close to him, because he is an idiot of paramount proportions, and everything he says is utter and complete foolishness.
And Miss Lady, state your name and what you think about the current president in office.
Yes, so I am Olivia Rose. I agree with the gentleman. I don't even recognize him because unfortunately I have more like the president doesn't really impact my life as much as like my governor, as my mayor. So those are the people that are important to me. So I don't give him any energy because we've already, we're doing the most by continuing to say how dumb, we got it. He's dumb. He's not fit to be president. So us continuing the conversation makes us why? Why are you still talking about it? So I don't.
Okay. And so for those of you that don't know who I am, I'm Wesley, like I said, and y'all should know by now. And I feel the same about the president the way y'all feel about the president, but he continues to be on our screens and he continues to make headlines for all of the wrong reasons. Most recently, he was in the news for stating in one of his press conferences that if you ingest this, so the way I took the conversation, I don't know if y'all know about the meeting, if y'all saw the full meeting, but he was saying how this. He was saying how disinfectant on the top of your skin or whatever the case may be can take care of the coronavirus. And he was like, so all we need to do is just ingest it. If we ingest it and put it into our bodies, it should be able to take care of the coronavirus. Oh. And we actually had people out here in the world trying to drink bleach. Mm. And I just don't understand, why are we doing this? Why are we doing this? Are you drinking bleach, Harold?
like I said, everything he says is complete and utter foolishness. So if you want to be a party to that foolishness, then you should die from drinking. Ooh. I mean, it is poisonous, and CDC already set guidelines, poison control, just drink a lot of water, throw up, induce vomiting. But if you're stupid enough to, never mind. I like Olivia said, I can't give any more breath to his idiocy. I just can't.
No, but the problematic part of it, though, Harold, was that there was actually a nurse, like a real nurse. There was this article that I read that was NBC something, and it was that a nurse administered like an intravenously, like, yes, some disinfectants. And I was like, okay, so now, but I was definitely in agreement with you. Like, yeah, go ahead, listen. You know, he's making America great again. Go ahead, just listen to your brother, man. Like, ingest it, because those are the people that we really need to get rid of, not him. We need to get rid of like everybody who follows the foolery, right? So,
but if you're a nurse, you have a nursing degree. I don't have a nursing degree, but I know if you put bleach in your veins, they burn up. It's an acidic thing, so it won't hold any blood, let alone bleach, after about a couple seconds. So if that RN did that, in fact did that, they need to pull their license, then put them in jail for an indeterminate amount of time, because that's just ridiculous. You're a health professional and you're going to intravenously give somebody bleach or disinfectant. I mean, come on, let's be real. If you follow and I agree, I believe you, because people voted for Trump, so I believe they could do anything else. I mean, it's plausible. But if you voted for Trump and he has that amount of influence on you, that power of influence is what's dangerous in this country, with the people that are supposed to be educated and supposed to be, think on their own and be free thinkers and critical thinkers. You can teach somebody to be a critical thinker, but unfortunately, they can't unlearn how to follow this personality cult in this country for idiots like Donald Trump and other televangelists, entertainers, etc., ad nauseum. It's ridiculous. It's befuddlement of the highest amount. I can't even. But anyway, like you said, Olivia, I'm through giving energy to this moron. I can't wait till Biden or somebody else. I don't care if it's Ebenezer Scrooge at this point. Somebody else has to come in and take off this. It's just bah humbug. You know, it ain't Christmas time. Let's go.
The upset of the century. Donald Trump finna win.
He is. He is. He's not going anywhere.
I believe that.
It wouldn't surprise me. It didn't surprise me.
Century.
He won against Clinton, who had the popular vote. So it's not going to surprise me, because all he's to do is collude with Russia again, who manipulated the voting machines the first time.
He don't even have to collude. I'm telling you, he is going to get that seat fair and square this time.
Ben, let me ask you. I'm gonna ask everybody in the panel. Say you know someone. If you do, does anyone know somebody that had the coronavirus or has the coronavirus?
Yes.
I think we all probably at this point know somebody that did.
Okay, so with all of the information that we all have received regarding the virus, whether it be factual or not, whether it be rumor or whatever, all of the general knowledge that we have about it, the person or people that you know that have the virus, if they went through their 2-week period and they're starting to feel better and they no longer show symptoms, would you encourage them to go outside?
No.
And mix and mingle and hang out and chill with people?
No.
Why or why not?
I'm not encouraging nobody. I don't care if you had it or if you didn't have it. I'm saying keep your ass at home, excuse my language, but like, we already know in certain parts of the country, we ain't even hit the peak yet, but they opening all this stuff up. And it's like, if we're not over the hill yet, why are we tempting fate by doing stupid stuff just because we all tired of being in the house? I wouldn't advise nobody to go out right now, because we still are in the infancy of all this stuff. We get more information every day, but still we don't know exactly how detrimental this could be for us, because we're not sitting still. And I wish we would just sit still.
There was a brother that I know that lives in Atlanta. We both do event planning, and he publicly notified everybody that he had the coronavirus and that he was kind of like struggling through the process because he was showing the symptoms on on camera, he was like wheezing and short of breath or whatever the case may be. And so everybody knew that he had it. Now, a couple weeks passed and he went to a barbecue at Piedmont Park, or some kind of party at Piedmont Park, or gathering at Piedmont Park. And that video started circling around social media, and people were putting or commenting under the video, there's some people in there that had the coronavirus. Why are they mixing and mingling out with the people? And so it had got back to him. And when I tell you the backlash for him being out after being recovered from the virus was huge. So much so that he had to, go ahead.
So how did he know he was recovered from said COVID-19? Did he tested again?
Yeah.
Then after his test, did he wait 3 days and get tested one more again?
I'm not sure how many times he got tested.
Did not, according to my doctor friends, he is therefore not cleared. Even though he may feel better, he is not 100% cleared to be out in the public interacting with others, because he could still be considered now at this time a carrier, and he could just be now asymptomatic because he was able to recover from those things, but now he's still a carrier, and so now he can now infect others. So 9 times out of 10 in these here streets, most people are not getting the 3 tests, because first, those things are expensive as hell, and they make you pay for it. I didn't even know that they made you pay for it. This whole time I was thinking like, oh.
The first test or the other tests?
Every test they make you pay for, unless every test they make you pay for, unless you are like a essential worker or something like that, they make you pay for the test.
That's crazy.
I don't know, because there was a facility that was doing free testing. I don't know the name of the facility, but Vic went and got tested.
He was paying for your test.
Yeah.
Do you see what I'm saying? Like, I'm sure that there are probably agencies or what have you that will pay for your test, but every test you take, it's not a free test. Your insurance is covering it, or someone is covering it. They pay for them tests.
I thought it was free. I had no idea.
I know.
That's why.
Not the maniacal laugh.
That's all the more reason why people, especially underserved and people that don't have insurance, should be following this much more strictly than the average American that may have insurance and be insured. Because if you don't have Aetna or Blue Cross Blue Shield or whatever carrier, United, it's so many different ones. But if you don't have insurance, then it's going to be costly. Because like Olivia said, you had what's his name, Jamal Bryant, was got a whole lot of kits from the local government, I heard, to give to the underserved community. But what ended up happening, we lost her. But what
she's there.
What ended up happening was he was selling them to them for $150. So somebody pulled him on it and he stopped. But he was selling the testing kits for $150, where you're supposed to be serving underserved people who don't have that money and who may not have insurance to see if they're clear from this COVID thing. I don't understand how people throw their lives away, basically, with this going out, and they tell us stay home for a reason. So, like you said earlier about this guy, what you about to ask, Russ?
Yeah, I want to ask. So, are we as a people in the wrong? Like, are those people in the wrong for like wanting to finally get out the house and feeling better and being like not having the symptoms anymore and being like liberated? Because when you think about it, this is a whole new virus. We never heard of COVID-19. I mean, there's a ton of COVIDs out there, but COVID-19 is this new virus or whatever the case may be. Okay, fine. But we don't know how to get rid of it. There's no vaccine or whatever. So you're a victim of this new thing, and you publicly put yourself out there, letting the world know that you have this thing. And so you go through the process. Now you're finally rid of it. So says he. Wouldn't you think that person would be like ecstatic and excited and, oh my God, I could finally come out? Or are y'all saying, no, stay behind in the house because you could possibly...
No, like
But
Olivia said, Olivia said, unless you're cleared, you need to be careful about how many people you are around. You can go outside the house and go take a walk in the park, go run down the street with your headphones in. You can go in your car and drive around the highway. We don't care. Just don't be around people unless you are cleared, because people are the ones who get COVID. I haven't heard any pigs getting it, birds getting it, insects getting it, and I can give it that. But okay, a dog, yes, that's right. A tiger did. Somebody did.
Yeah.
Something else did. But I'll tell you this much: I ain't worried about a tiger unless you're talking about them tigers on Tigerland, and they shot them. But what I'm saying is this: look, stay home, people. If your governor has a stay-at-home order, he's trying to keep it localized and minimized down to a minimum. They said even with the cases we have in the United States, the top number could exceed 200,000, like 240,000, even if we followed all the protocol. Right now, it's only at 100 and something deaths. So hey, good on us. I mean, now the projection is 100-something thousand deaths. Is less than half of what they said before. But good on us for that. But if you are thinking, oh, it's time to go do a barbecue with 80 people, people don't realize, oh, it's time to jump on a plane with all that recycled air. If they do open up a restaurant, you understand. Oh, 25 people, man, who is they? I don't know them. They sitting 3 feet away. Somebody got to have a mask on. I'm going to have a mask on. You need to have a mask on. And then when you come serve me my food, you breathing over my food, have a mask on, have gloves on. That's why I'm not going out, because I know folks going to be trifling. I know somebody's going to be. I can count on somebody being.
Should we ridicule and chastise this man for going outside? Should we make fun of him? Should we talk about him? Should we shame him for going outside?
No, we inform him.
That's not nice.
We shouldn't. I mean, we shouldn't.
We shouldn't do it.
But
let's inform him. Don't be a dummy and think, because like Olivia said, you didn't get cleared, and think just because you feel good, you can't possibly carry this and transmit it to someone else when you all laughing and cackling and spitting and spraying up in their face. Let's be clear. Put your glasses on, put a little mask on. They got masks now with the state, they print them out with the state flag and little cute little stuff like that. Make a fashion statement. Put a bandana around your nose.
Pence, Vice President, he went up into a whole hospital. And he ain't no mask on. He said, because I want to see you in your face. I want to look at you in your eyes. So I'm not going to wear a mask so I can look at you in your eyes.
Let's take a look at these comments. Let's see what y'all are putting through. Thank y'all for watching Culture Club ATL Live. We have Magnum VA says, my brother has it, coronavirus. And he says, we talk by phone, but I'm not ready to see him yet. And it will probably be months before I'm ready to see him.
Magnum, how far away you from your brother? Because it matters. Because if you live down the block from your brother, you talk about you don't want to be there for months. That's a conversation. But if your brother live in like Idaho and then you live in like Florida, like.
We also have Roderick Fisher, who says they should remain responsible citizens considering the health of others as well as themselves. Okay, Christopher Taylor says, according to Chris Cuomo, his doctors told him while infected to stay active while quarantined.
Yes, okay. Go stay active, go work out. Then nobody tell you that you need to be active around others. Right. Barbecue.
And hey, Oneness, how you doing? And Nicole says a lot of them places are not giving workers masks. There are actually talks of the theme parks reopening, and as the theme parks reopen,
stop. What? I ain't hear that news. Wait, so y'all about to open up Six Flags?
I don't know if it's Six Flags.
So Governor's Mansion.
I don't know if it's Six Flags or Walt Disney. It's one of the two, but they're putting plans in place to prep these theme parks for opening back up.
Why? Why, Lord? Why?
One at a time. One at a time.
Listen.
One at a time.
You cannot go to the White House right now. You telling me I can go to freaking Walt Disney World, but I can't go to the White House on a tour.
Listen,
That's dumb.
Can we kill this? Let's kill. There's too many bodily fluids exchanged at amusement park, and I'm gonna be honest. You people sitting on their hands and sweating. They get wet for a ride, and they sit their nasty tail in a seat. And so my whole thing is kill all these amusement parks until next year. Open them next year. I know it might be hard on the businesses, on the economy, but bump that. They said it's supposed to be a resurgence in the fall of this very COVID-19. You will expediently replicate this virus again for the resurgence in the fall if you open up an amusement park, especially early. I can see you open it up for a few months in maybe September, October, November, and give it a little, do the Halloween scare, do the Christmas thing, and then gone. But this whole thing for opening now, with people eating cotton candy and licking their hands and then putting it on the rail, and then you got to walk, and then I'm not racist, but these little white children don't know how to not lick their hands everywhere they go. See, my mama told me when I was a kid, you don't put your hands in your mouth after you done touched all this rail and stuff. Don't do that. But see, we used to get spankings over that. My mom used to slap my hand. She said, "What you got your hand in your mouth? You done touching everything, and you got your hand in your mouth." These are, and then they go to touching you and touching everything. I ain't got time for. Listen, I don't know.
So basically, what you're saying is that you're not going to a theme park. That's what you're saying.
I'm not going to a theme park.
But it's not about you not going to a theme park. The people who've been at the theme park now are carriers who come and go to the grocery store, which you will go to, and cough on you, and boopity boop, now you got it.
I order my groceries online.
I've started ordering quite more things online too. I really have. I don't know when this COVID thing is going to be over. I don't think it's going to be over. I think we're going to be dealing with this for the remainder of 2020.
Oh yeah, 2020 is canceled. It's done. It's done.
Yeah. I really don't. It sucks. But I want to move on to some different news. We're going to talk about Nene Leakes real quick. I don't know if y'all watched Real Housewives of Atlanta. All y'all faces. Oh Lord, y'all faces.
I love it. Yes, let's do it.
So Nene Leakes has been making rounds on YouTube regarding the show and the reunion and so forth and so on. And there was a scenario that fix your face, Olivia. And there was a scenario that she painted for the viewers, and I'm gonna paint this for you, and I want y'all's input. So she was gonna go on a reunion, and they're doing the virtual reunion, just like we're doing our virtual thing on Coach Club here. And she was speaking to the producer, and she was telling the producer that she was going to wear white. Stop it, Olivia. And so the producers told her, no, don't wear white. There are already 2 other ladies that are going to be wearing white. You don't want to wear white, wear something different. Longer story shorter, she ends up wearing black. Okay. And when she gets on the reunion, all of the women, including all of the extra women, are in white. And so, of course, she's feeling like the black sheep of this whole situation. And I want y'all thoughts on that. Do you think that they tried to goop her and try to set her up?
Wait. Let me just, because I never heard this story, but I'm tired of Nene. But anyway, so I heard you say that they told her not to wear white.
Yes.
Well, maybe they wanted her not to wear white so she would be the standout, because she is the HBIC and the old head and the original person. Now, her wearing black is her choice.
Okay. Benjamin, how would you take that?
I'm done with Nene. Like, she got a whole, like, they increased her salary so much before bringing her back on the show. It's kind of like, at this point, sis, you just be finding reasons to be nitpicking. And it's like, you're 50. Like, stop, please. And I know there's a whole bunch of people that stand for her, but just when I see these sisters that are like 35, 45, 50 acting like this, it's like, yo, what remedial classes did y'all not take? I'm sick of it. I'm so sick of it. It's like, yo, get your money, be on a reunion, cash your check, and just revel in your 15 minutes, because it's not always going to be like this. Please.
First of all, she is a remedial troglodyte, and I don't mean any
A
harm.
remedial troglodyte. Yes.
And I don't mean any harm for her stands either. But that's my opinion. She's a loudmouth, pernicious, ostentatious, want to know something all, but doesn't know nothing.
$20 words. Come on, $20 words.
Here's my thing. You're too old, like Ben said. At 53, you should have retired all that foolishness. That's what I've seen in this season is so childish and infantile. How do you do this sophomore trick of throwing popcorn at somebody that you're 50-something years? You shouldn't be picking fights at 50 because all you're gonna do is get your ass whooped. My thing is,
so you saying that Kenya could beat Nene?
I believe so because Kenya didn't act like she was flustered or had a problem. First of all, Nene was too drunk. First of all, Nene is too immature acting at this age. She's acting too immature to try to. These antics are too sophomoric, even for her to stay on a show. Retire that crap. Find something else, Nene. If you made so much out of this Real Housewives that you were able to be on Glee and able to have a show on Broadway, then find your inner talent somewhere else and get off of the screen of reality TV because you're making a fool ass donkey pie face mud looking troll of yourself. And she's already got on my last nerve. And so this little piece of last one she was hanging on is now completely frayed. I don't want to see Nene anywhere else on anything reality. Do something else. Nobody's interested in your troll family either. Nobody is interested in anything, any Bryce or
your face.
Or what's his name?
Olivia wanted so bad to say something.
Sorry, go ahead, Olivia.
What happened, Olivia?
Now I'm with you. You know, I love you here for like long time, like chicken and waffles, baby. And I agree with you. I do. I'm not the biggest fan of Nene, right? And let's be clear, right? So let's walk into the world of Nene. She's probably around like 5,000 million, jajillion, all of them yes men. And the reason why she was able to get on Glee, the reason why she was able to get on the new normal and all of these things is because of her antics that she has displayed on Real Housewives of Atlanta. So we know that that's a formula that works for her. So let's give her a little bit of grace as far as, well, if this is what pays my bills and this is what people love me for, more often than not, people are not going to think that I need to graduate and get to a different place. Unfortunately, she's wrong by that idea because we do. We want you to graduate. We want you to be better than you were 10 years ago.
Right.
Like, we want you to grow and be different. And unfortunately, she's not that because most people around her are like, yes, Nene, yes, tell him, Nene. You better tell him, girl. Now, my problem with Nene is exactly your problem with Nene. Like, I don't think that she understands the responsibility that she has being a Black woman in America during these times. So that's the problem I have with Nene Leakes right now. It was entertaining 10 years ago. It's no longer entertaining with what we are dealing with because the times have changed. Our politics have changed. Our understanding of politics has changed, as well as our social responsibility to who we are and how we exist in America as being a Black woman. So that's why I have a problem with Nene Leakes. But I also have a problem with Kenya Moore. So she's just able to articulate her positions a little bit more, but she's still messy as fuck.
Yeah.
But I have a different kind of problem with Kenya. But go ahead.
Would you give these, are we giving these reality stars that much responsibility as
Yes.
representing?
Yes. Because when you step outside of your metropolitan areas, like your DCs, like your Chicagos, like your Philly, New York, Atlanta, Miami, when you step out of these places and you go to like the middle America, this is what they think is a representation of Black women. They think, oh, all Black women are going to be like, girl. They think all of that, especially
and all that Nick rolling and
over and over again.
Like
It's
when
not
all that cussing. And all that
you
cussing.
got Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, Black Ink Chicago. Like, you have so many times where you see Black women acting the whole ass donkey.
Yeah.
The thing is that the largest group of people who consume the Real Housewives of Atlanta are white women aged 40 to 65.
So here's the thing. That's you're right. That's the stereotypical thing you'll get is, oh, look at them. You don't want to mess with her. She bad. She got that, sassy mouth. She got that attitude and she'll get you together. That's not important anymore, because the problem I have with that is all I'm seeing, all of represented in that, to me is a lack of intelligence, a lack of education, a lack of decorum, a lack of class. Like, you can look as good as you want to look, put a Birkin bag around your wrist, but if you don't have any class or decorum, or you don't know how to operate with a modicum of decency, then what are you saying? How are you representing yourself and your Black women? And in this country, we have Black women that far excel and are classier and more elegant than anything money can buy. But you don't see that represented because they want to see the foolishness and the idiocy and the sophomore antics. And don't nobody want to see that is evolving and growing. Let that go. But like you said, her viewership seems to be aging with her. That's fine. Let that go out the window. Let it be 40 to 65 then, because guess what? Don't nobody want to keep looking at that. You're 53 years old. You need to get past all of that and do something different. Start doing something philanthropic and starting something agency, something with yourself. Educate yourself. And it's like all you do is spend money and talk about who got what and what you got on, and it's just, to me, that's foolishness.
I just want to say something real fast. Real fast. The characteristics that we see on these TV shows, these are all old, entrenched stereotypes that have been around since the beginning of time. Nene's a sapphire. Then you got the people that are doing all this cursing and trying to beat each other up on TVs, Zip Coons, Sambos. All that stuff is back in vogue today, and nobody sees it. They think that that's how we're supposed to act. And every time I see it, I can point that out in a heartbeat. I hate the fact that this is where we are, where you can have a show that talks about the Black experience in all of its beauty. But then you have this other thing that ain't nothing but a bunch of stereotypes created by white people. And all of a sudden it's like, oh, well, that's how Black people are. I hate that. And nobody sees it. That's the part I hate the most.
If a woman were to slap you, Benjamin or Harold, do you have the right to slap them back?
I'm not slapping a woman. Like, nah.
No.
I'll walk away.
Yeah, my answer to that, my dad had told me when I was a kid, don't even argue with a woman. You go get another woman to argue with a woman. Don't even, So if I ain't got much to say to you, I'm definitely gonna put my hand on you. First of all, I'm a man, and testosterone gives us 33% more muscle mass, and it also gives us that much more strength. And I'm not saying for all women, because there's some bruises out there, but most women, they a lot of today, because of Me Too movement and everything else going on, take for granted that you haven't been hit by a man, not even a man who is 150 pounds. And if he rear back and hit you because you think you're going to jump on him because he's small or because you think you can beat him, and he hits you, you're going to be like, wow, I've just been hit by a man. So I know at my size and stature, I would utterly destroy. You might as well be one of the zombies on The Walking Dead, because your jaw be just hanging from you. It ain't even going to be cute. So my thing is, but the thing for me is I have too much integrity and intestinal visceral fortitude to want to have to or even think about hitting a woman, a person of the opposite sex. I will walk away and live to maybe argue another day, but it's not worth it. And
What if she grabbed the iron or a pan or a bat? Go ahead, Olivia.
Put all the way left.
So I have a dialectic about this, right? I brought that word back for you. I stand in two different spaces. I have brothers. I have witnessed times where I encouraged said brothers to beat the fuck out of that girl. Then I got girlfriends and sisters. And there have been times where I was like, he did what? So, I don't know how I feel about this.
Well, I'm gonna be the black sheep. I'm gonna be the black sheep of the men on here. I'm sorry. Ain't no way in the world. I don't care if you're a man or a woman. You putting your hands on me. Not in no physical situation. It's not happening.
Like normal, Wes. Like you're not gonna go out of your way to have a reason for a woman to put their hands on you. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You're not eat on some crazy shit.
Right.
Now,
but
guys that you gotta do what you gotta do. You gotta get out of there alive, sister. So you do what you gotta do. I mean, I'm not trying to be funny. There's sometimes, like, if you put your hands on me and you're a man, my mama always told me to survive the moment. And whatever you think that means for you is what you do. So if you've got to just sit down and just let him beat on you or let him say whatever, then you do that. If you feel like you got to pick up a knife and you got to stab that nigga to death, we'll hide the body. Like, you have to do whatever you need to do to survive the moment. That's what my mother always told me. But don't be the aggressor. I will never go out of my way to hit a man. But if I'm in an environment and he is attacking me and I feel like the only way I'm getting out of this is if I have to like pick up something and kill him, then he dead. And then I'm thankful that my family will help me hide the body. But if there's just nothing in me, I don't want to hit another woman. Hold on. I don't want to hit another woman I'm in a relationship with. Because I think that's rude. And that's not healthy. That's toxic.
Well, you know, your some of your views are quite seated in traditional 1940s, 50s. Like my great grandmother, you know, said one time, some women need to watch their mouth. They might need to get beat because they don't know their place. Some women held that view. Well, back in them days, like you had to watch what you said and watch your mouth. It's a new day. But I never agreed with a woman being hit for any reason because, you know, nobody wants to be abusive towards anyone and shouldn't be abusive towards anyone. But like you said, I'm an advocate of women protecting themselves any which way. But I'm thinking the question was, is it okay for a man to slap a woman back if she slaps him first? And me and Ben were saying, no, we just wouldn't hit a woman. But Wes was saying, I'm sorry, if she hit me, I'm slapping her back.
It depends on how that slap happened. Like, I'm thinking of if he said, like, I'ma kill you, or something like that, then I think him and running, you know, like, I'm slapping you to like distract you and then running away. But if it was just like, I'm tired of you cheating on me, Jody, and then that's too much.
I might shake you dizzy now. I shake you like Raggedy Ann doll. But
I just can't see Ben just sitting there letting somebody slap him, and I can't see Harold just sitting there letting somebody slap him. Talking about baby.
No, you said we slap her back. We're not gonna. First of all, if she gets to slap in, good on her, because we do know how to block. We do know how to duck. But if she gets to slap in, are we going to react and slap her back? Me, no, because I slapped the taste out of her mouth. Her jaw will be dislocated. I can't slap you back. I'll go to jail, and I'm not going to jail. And the police is not going to say, "Oh, she hit you first, dog." They're gonna look at her laying there and they're gonna say, "You got to go to jail." So no,
you in California, you going to jail. I mean, she's going to jail. She's going to jail for slapping you. I think that hitting in any kind of like intimate relationship is no. But if it's my brother and I slap him, then that nigga got slapped. Like,
oh Lord.
Like, but if it's I'm thinking of a domestic situation where it's like a man and a woman and they are in relationship with each other and it's intimate. Even a woman and a man. I'm an advocate for you. Don't put your hand, like I will have a full fist fight with my sisters before I have a full fist fight with someone who I'm romantically involved with, because that's a big no. Like we don't do that. But me and my sisters, like we'll box. Like I wish you motherfucker would put your hand. Like You know, you can box and that's your sibling.
But that's different. That's different. That's different. Y'all not trying to kill each other, and y'all not trying to dead each other. Y'all just doing what we used to play fight, slap fight, which can turn serious. But I don't advocate punching or hitting or playing like that as an adult with anybody because things get serious really fast. And to me, I can't because I know I'm the Negro that's going to jail. They're not going to look at y'all named on the floor. They're going to look at me and say, "Did you do that?" Yeah, and I'm gonna say, "Yeah," because I don't care about they. You put them on the floor and look at you. And so me, I can't do it. So
See, I wouldn't even encourage anybody to play around like that with a person like me, with my mind and where my mind goes. Because I might, I'm not the biggest guy in the world or the strongest guy in the world, but because of that, my mind will tell me to pick up that knife real quick, or that pen real quick, or that iron real quick, or the bar stool real quick, and do some real quick hits to your throat real quick. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what my mind goes. So like I hear you saying, like, if you did that with your sister is different than doing that with your boyfriend, but nobody better not put their hands on me, because I'm not gonna sit there. I don't care if it's I don't care who it is. Somebody I'm in love with, a brother, sister. No, just don't do that. Don't do it.
But see that bar stool that you just picked up real quick got you 20 to life real quick. And see that's
all right, because what happens is you can't tell someone not to defend themselves, is what I'm saying. So you won't get hit with the bar stool first, but no. I'm just not. I just can't see me. Stop hitting me. Stop. No, I love you. Stop. No. I can't see it.
If it's my partner and he out of pocket, I'm gonna knock his ass out. I mean, that's different. You said a woman. That's no.
Yeah, but I just, because women have been fighting for years to have equal rights, burning bras and stuff. They want equal pay and everything. They could get yoked. So at the end of the day, if you don't want no hands to lay on you, you don't lay hands on no one.
Everybody just keep your hands to yourself. Just keep your hands to yourself. How about that?
Now, let me ask y'all something real quick. Would y'all go on, so Netflix has been hitting the waves lately, especially with this COVID-19 situation running these streets. And so Netflix has two popular shows, Love is Blind and Too Hot to Handle. Could y'all go on any of these reality love shows and be a part of it?
Yes. Do you see? Like, oh my goodness. I'm not here for the swirl, but I love all of it. First of all, can we talk about Carlos King, who is very well known in Atlanta and these Atlanta streets? And he thought he was going to go on the whole show and talk about he's bisexual.
Carlton.
Where? Not Carlos. Is it Carlos King?
It's Carlton,
not Carlos.
We know about Carlton.
I was like, who Carlos?
Wrong person. Sorry, Carlos King. Wrong person. I meant Carlton. He was Cynthia's, Carlton. We all know Carlton.
I didn't know Carlton. I didn't know who he was until I saw the clip of him arguing with Kenya Moore and the Real Housewives of Atlanta. And I was like, oh, like that's the same person? Oh, okay, so he just did an okie doke. But here's the thing, though. I think one of the many problems that we have in this world regarding LGBTQ people is that speaking for men, is that if a man snaps a finger one time or says hey or bitch or whatever 2-3 times, then that man, let me finish. Hold on. Let me finish. Then people are gonna look at him like, man, you gay. Cut it out. You gay. Like there are so many. Hold on. There are so many men that I know of that had been very flamboyant at one point in their life and then transitioned and became a little bit more masculine at another point in their life. So just because Carlton was running these streets being really like, hey, bitch, doesn't mean the person that we saw on Love Is Blind is an inaccurate representation. That's all I'm saying. It's possible. It's very possible for someone to change their behavior and demeanor.
Stop.
I don't know if I can.
Stop. I'm not gonna call no names. I'm not gonna call on. Stop. We know Carlton. I want to give him grace and say he can choose to decide that he is a bisexual man. I'm gonna go with it. And we have more than enough evidence to understand this person prefers being a gay man and did this shit for clout and TV. Stop it.
But speaking on you're speaking on a personal level. You're speaking on a personal level. But what I'm saying is, it is possible. It is very possible.
But that ain't man, and he ain't that, and he needs to stop. He wanted to get on TV to create a platform so he would be like important, and we would have this discussion. So stop. Like, that's not him. Like, that's what pisses me off. I want him to tell me the last time he's even touched any part of the pussy. Like, stop. I'm sorry, America, and whoever else will hear that. Like, it's one thing, like, if you're a bisexual man, I'm here for bisexual men. I'm here for fluid men. I'm here for men who just decide, look, I am who I am, and I may date, men and women, and that's it. And I'm cool for that. That is not this person. And I'm sorry that he had to be a representative for the people who live in a lifestyle that's more fluid. But that's not this dude. Stop. And he was a jerk. He was a whole asshole. Like, the way he was even treating her was just very toxic. And it wasn't coming from a place of, oh, I love her by herself. He was trying to get a platform to be relevant.
And what I saw on the show, I don't know him, but what I saw on the show, when they had that exchange at the pool, when she was trying to just get an understanding of what she just found out, instead of him telling her. He that was really, I don't know how to use another word for it, but that was really bitchy. So it's kind of like, if he had a wig on and some makeup and was snapping, then it would have been apropos, because that's the attitude that he was giving. You don't cuss a woman out and berate a woman out like that. If you're a real dude, you just be like, all right, darling, sweetheart, whatever, it's what it is. We'll talk about it, or we'll talk later. But there was no man in that. He didn't man up for the situation. He just turned straight into this, I hate to say, a C word. I mean, and he did, right. And he okay, Livia. And he said he cussed her out and called her this, and she wasn't even able to respond. She now had to go into reactionary defensive mode, because she was like, here he is trying to attack my whole life, and I'm trying to just get an understanding. Then he throws the ring into the pool that he did get sense enough to go back in the pool and get, because he tried to present it to her later. But that was embarrassing at the end when he tried to get on his knee, and I thought he was going to try to propose, and she said, please don't even try to. And he was like, no, I'm just trying to propose a friendship or whatever. But it was awkward. It was awkward. It was late. It was contrived, and I wasn't here for it. But I was here for Lauren, because she was beautiful. Lauren and that
R&B and
Cameron.
Lauren and Cameron. Now, I'm not too much. I'm like Olivia. I'm Pan-Africanist. I'm not too much for the swirl. But it was nice they found love regardless of the color, and they were able to get together. And she was speaking his language, he was speaking her language. But one thing I said about Lauren is she's smart, because this man, you could tell he was dizzy in love with her. Like, he worshiped the ground she walked on. He just gets intoxicated every time he get a whiff of Lauren.
I just hope that I hope that they last and make it last for a very, very long
time. But with Lauren, though,
I think they will.
Wasn't quite as in love with Cameron as he was with her, but enough for her to say, you know what, I can get to really, really love this guy. because I'm his whole entire world. And if you're gonna make me your whole entire world, I can make you mine. And I think in another few years, she's gonna worship him too. But she was like, I'd be stupid to try to find another dude who got everything he got and loved me off the rip. And and the sex is good, and he got a little coin, and I'm
Which show would you go on, Harold? Which show would you go on?
I would go on Love is Blind, because Too Hot to Handle was just that. Too hot to handle. It was too funky and too hot to handle. It was too much goings on in that show.
It was too many narcissists.
Huh?
It was too many narcissists.
Yes. I ain't got time for that.
Because I can tell you right now, Sharonda, well, was it Sharon and Rhonda? They ain't together right now.
They're not, because Sharon lives in Jersey and Rhonda lives in Atlanta. So
together, like they're not even considering a relationship. I could tell you that because of the way the body language, I could see it. And he's a fuck boy, no shade. I said it.
Ben, what show would you go on?
Do I have to? Am I going on? Is it like a choice? Because if I had to choose, I'm not going on that Too Hot to Handle shit. I guess I would do Love is Blind too.
Okay. Olivia?
Love is Blind.
Really? Is Love blind for you, Olivia?
Huh?
Love for Olivia, love got a price tag. Excuse me.
No. Love doesn't have a price tag. And, I don't know how they would do a Love is Blind for me, because, like, we talked about this last episode. I don't know how they would do the show for me.
I don't know which show I would do, but I'm appreciative of these little reality shows that they keep spitting out on Netflix. Netflix has been getting my eyes lately, and I've been watching some to the flicks.
Did you finish Black as Fuck?
I did not go back to it. I just couldn't handle it. It was not going to get my time. It just wasn't going to get my time.
I'm disappointed in you, friend.
Listen, it wasn't going to get my time.
I gotta see it. I haven't seen it.
I'm
yet.
disappointed in you, Harold, because I love you, and because we like this, right? You would love Black AF. You would love it. You would love it. I know you would love it. You would love it.
I'm gonna check it out.
Wes is a hater.
I'll let y'all continue to check out Black AF. But apparently, what's his name? Kenyon Boris or Kenyon Barris? He is getting backlash. Of course, he's getting backlash from the Black community because they're saying that it's not Black enough. But NT Waves, who do y'all miss in music right now?
Can I start this?
Prince.
I'm gonna tell you, yes.
Prince.
I really agree with Olivia. Olivia, you want to take this away? You want to take this away? Let's. I'm gonna tell you who I miss, because we don't have any good stuff anymore. I miss the quintessential R&B of like Luther Vandross and Whitney Houston, because there are no quintessential R&B love people no more that don't make it corny, like can sing a song and take you there and then not have to be Disney or not have to be real hip-hopish and popish and raunchy. But Luther Vandross could sing your draws off, male or female, and Whitney Houston could do the same. Just good R&B soul singing, you know what I mean? And I miss them. And I guess I would say Aretha Franklin, if that was my generation, because I do appreciate what Aretha brought to the table. But if Luther and Whitney were still alive, I think they would still be current, and they still could put out music that people would really want to hear.
Even
because her voice,
even last Whitney with the voice strain and.
Well, no, her voice, no, but the content, yes, because you don't think I looked to you and the stuff was there.
Okay. Bro, I love you, baby.
No.
Ben, you not feeling who you miss, Ben?
I miss groups like SWV, people that can actually sing, people that can actually tell a story, just like Harold was saying. I miss that kind of music, because now everybody, it's not about love anymore. Now it's about, he keep me laced, I give him pussy, excuse me, I don't know. Like, it's so it's so shallow. Like, that's why love is such a liability to people now, because it's just so shallow. It's such a taboo. I miss it.
That's true, because I do love, I fucks with Meg Thee Stallion, but I fucks with Meg Thee Stallion because she be like touching my inside parts, because she be like, fuck these niggas. And I'm like, yes, bitch, like, yes.
See, let me tell you something about Olivia. That's that young tenderoni side of her still. You know, that young little, want to get, want to get, down, that's that part still. But the older, mature, evolved, romantic side, what's that looking for? Not Megan Thee Stallion, what?
No. Let me be honest. Like, we don't have music right now. Like, if I want to hear like a love song, you're absolutely right. I don't listen to nothing right now. But if I wanted to hear like how I'm feeling and how I'm able to, get through my days, like I'm hearing, because I'm a savage. Yes, yeah, I am a savage, bitch. Like, yes, like here for that. And like real Birkin bag holds down 6 figures.
Yeah.
Yes,
Hey, look, I ain't gonna lie. Because as a dude, you would be like, no, I don't get with that, all that stuff. But it's been some city girl cuts. I'd be like, yeah, y'all did that thing. You know what I'm saying? Hey. So, I mean, some city girls, one of them can't rap that well. A couple of them, one of them, only one.
Okay, like, I love Miami. I think she's gorgeous. But I think her ability to hold the beat and her cadence has worked. I am not an artist, but I'm a listener. And my ears tell me that you haven't caught the beat and they're trying to catch you up. And so that becomes problematic for me.
Are y'all feeling the Megan Thee Stallion and Beyonce song?
I am. Yes, Houston.
Harold said, not so much.
I am. I love female women empowered.
I like Megan Thee Stallion. I like Beyonce. This one together, it was. It's hard for me to jump on everything because, like you say, it has to have that content, or even if it doesn't have that content, sometimes it just has that beat that with the lyric riding over top of it, you can't resist it. You got to
savage everything. You better get with it. You better get.
I like that song. Yes, but I also like the little Charter Song City Girl thing. Like what's that joint? If you with me, I'll take your. It sounds like a throwback to
It is.
It is a throwback to Salt and Pepper.
It is.
Yeah.
It is a Salt and Pepper song. Stop.
That's the resident old head. Let me let you know that's recycled like a that's an old song.
So that's what it is. It's the covers for the old stuff that gets my ear, but the new stuff, a lot of it is too janky. So
yes, for dainty.
Megan Thee Stallion does have a couple of good ones though, like you said. And this other one, what's the called? Big Freak or something? What is it?
Big Old Freak.
Yeah, Big Old Freak. Yeah, a couple of them.
Oh, Freak, yes.
Yeah.
Big booty, something. That. I don't know the words like I used to.
I was jamming to CeCe Winans a couple days ago, and I was getting my life because I was listening to Everlasting Love by CeCe Winans.
Oh, that was the album, but that was 90s.
That album is everything. OMG. And it just put me in a mood and a space, and my spirit was like cleansed and I was set free. And it was so good. I love me some CeCe Winans. So I would definitely vibe with a new album from her.
But that's because we don't get the same type of like judge, like no shade. Even as like a professed lesbian who is dating a man, right? I remember that regardless of my situation, I would get flowers and candy and love letters and attention and all of that R&B love song. Now it's like, can you get off of the dang on video games? Can you come over and just spend some time with me without it being Netflix and chill? Like, can we like dance and sway back and forth with each other?
What is it really to do nowadays? What is there to do nowadays but Netflix and chill? I mean, everything closed. You can't go out. Are we gonna sit in front of each other and
forth with your boo?
Date in the crib.
Hold on. First of all, let me run you down a whole list. And lesbians, if you're listening, let me help you put you on game. Right. Boom. Or a lot of effeminate men like this things too. So let me not exclude. Boom. Like, be like, babe, come over, drop over during COVID-19. Let's just go for a walk. Let's go out. Let's just exercise. Then while he or she is getting dressed, damn, baby, look good. Okay. Then while y'all walking out, you holding hands and you just doing the sway back and forth and you looking in their eyes and you're like, damn, babe, you everything. Then, you know, when all of that is happening and y'all come back in the house, you do a nice embrace and then you're like, yeah, babe, you know, I'm just feeling it. Like, do you want me to cook you anything? Do you need anything? You want me to rub your feet? You want me to give you a pedicure? You want me to do anything for you, baby? Like, any of those things work in the romance pile. All of those things work. And I'm not saying you do that every single day. I'm saying you do it as a just like baby, I miss you. I love you. We don't get, that is called an R&B song that came from the 80s, 90s, 70s, 60s, 40s. What we have now is like, make me a sandwich while I'm playing Madden or whatever, Fortnite.
And like Olivia said, it's the simple things. Like, for instance, they come home and you got a little flower petal. If you can't afford roses, get some leaves. But have a little trail from the door to the bathtub. Draw their
no leaves though, not no leaves. We're not putting leaves.
You can put a leaf down because I knew that was effort.
And then that's it.
The old leaves or the crunchy ass leaves or like the fresh leaves.
Fall leaves. It's fall. So let's put some leaves down. And
now y'all know, come on now. Y'all know darn well if you came in the house and saw them brown, decayed, dead ass leaves on your floor going to your bed, and then the person put a mountain of dead brown leaves on your bed, you was not gonna be like, oh, thank you, baby. That was so sweet.
Friend, you right. I wouldn't do that. But if you know that there's only brown leaves outside, and this shouldn't be a problem for you in Atlanta because there's green leaves out there. But if you want to go there, then you go get you some construction paper and you cut a freaking leaf out, and then you put them all around the house. And then you spray said construction paper leaf with her favorite or his favorite smell. If he like bacon, spray that motherfucker with bacon. I mean, cook you some bacon so the house smell like bacon.
But listen, she's going off. She's got a point. She's going off because this day and time, what we talk about with music, there's nothing romantic about the way people try to hook up now. There's no intimacy. There's no foreplay. Back in the 90s, R. Kelly and them had 80 different songs about foreplay, 12 play, foreplay, 8 play, 7 play. Driving Night had 1, 2, 3, and I start again at 1 and all that other stuff. But my thing is this here. When you put some effort in it, that woman or that said man feels special because you're saying to them, I thought about you enough today to do something just for you and take a part of the day out and make it just for you. Look, if you don't do nothing but put some bubbly in an ice bucket, take it to the bathroom, light the candles, draw the water, and then forget the leaves. Just say I made your bath.
Take them out. Get rid of the leaves, baby. Get rid of the leaves. Get rid of the leaves, because I
can't afford rose petals. So people are gonna say I can't afford rose petals. But like Olivia said, you can cut something out, or you go to the dollar store and buy some fake leaves, fall leaves, and throw them
Who on this Culture Club panel is cutting out some damn leaves out some construction paper? Y'all's a lie. Olivia, use a lie. Use a lie, Olivia. Cut it all the way out.
I didn't cut out. You right. I did not cut out no construction paper. But there was a time when it was my ex, and I wanted to do something nice for her.
You was 21.
Michaels.
You was 21.
I was having a tough time finding things I wanted. It was a Michaels. I got me a bag of the little petals and shit for like
Michael.
$2.
You was
And I
21.
spread
You
that
was
all over.
21. That makes sense at 21. That makes sense at 21.
I mean, no, Wes. Different people
That
on
makes
different
sense.
levels. It just depends on your creativity level and your budget. So it doesn't matter. You know, you can take if it's Mardi Gras, take some beads, run around the house, follow the trail of beads. But whatever you do is follow the trail to get to where you're going. Make it adventurous. Make it spice it up. Do something different.
And something that's connecting to the two of you.
That's
like
right.
if Mardi Gras was y'all thing, then yes, the Mardi Gras beads are cute.
Let me tell you what I did one time. I took a young lady out to a picnic, but instead of taking the picnic basket, putting it in the car, we drive to the park, and she know all of that. I took the time to find out if it was going to be a nice day, and set up the picnic basket at the park first, covered it up, made sure it was secure, no animal stuff can get in it,
No
and then
ants.
I took her to the park. We walked to the spot like we were just walking. Then I said, "Let's have a picnic," and she said, "Okay, a picnic? You just got a blanket." I said, "Yeah, but we're gonna put the picnic right here." And she was like, "Where is this picnic?" I said, "Don't worry about that." And then had her close her eyes, came out, had the whole spread. She was like, "Oh my God." But what I'm saying is it's not expensive to be thoughtful. It's not expensive to do something off the cuff and do something different. And a lot of people don't put the effort into it because they feel like, oh, they mine already, so I don't care. But the way you got them is the way you got to keep them. And if you don't want to keep them, there's somebody out there that will, because one man's trash is another man's treasure. If you treat that person like they are for granted, then guess what? They can leave you. And like my grandmother said all the time, you don't miss your water till your well run dry.
The way you got them is the way you keep them. I'm glad you're saying that, because if I got you and you was 10 pounds, you better be 10 pounds in order for me to stay with you. Right.
That's
right.
some.
Right. Right.
Cool.
Right.
If whoever you are with didn't have a significant event that will cause them, like if they didn't have a thyroid issue, or like, because that's medical, that ain't got nothing to do with them, or said person got pregnant and had a whole human being come out their body, or like, you know, they got
stretch marks are acceptable. I mean, you can't
amputated, and it was because of like diabetes or something. Like, you can't say that things should stay the status quo, friend.
Look,
I mean, Harold said,
for you.
I met you with legs. Now you ain't got legs.
Go ahead, Ben. What you said?
I just said I ride hard for you. Like, if you got me, I got you. We gonna ride it out. Like, that's.
You a good partner, Ben.
I am. I really am.
No, Ben's a great guy. Have y'all met?
We met last.
You met 2 weeks ago? Last week?
No, I'm not talking about on Culture Club Live. I'm talking about in person.
No, we haven't met in person yet.
In person.
Yeah, I got some good people on here. Let's go to the comments real quick. Let's go to the comments. They've been commenting. Let's see. Oh, Vic is on here. Ciao.
What's up?
What he's saying?
Hey, Vic.
So let's go back. We have Dan M2 Squid was leaving a ton of comments. Even before he started expressing himself, he was acting hella weird. Why did he talk about this in his in his pod? Okay, she commented on Carlton. She said it was so awkward. Christopher Taylor says, maybe not my conversation today. Victor says, you guys look all so cute. Thank you, Vic.
Hey, boo.
Vic says he likes Tank and Brandy. Don't do too much, Olivia. Don't do too much, baby.
I know
love
Brandy.
Don't do too much now. Don't do too much.
I know you love Brandy.
Smooth Stone Videography says, isn't it all about generation? Some miss Frank Sinatra. Okay.
True.
Frank Sinatra. Let's see real quick. Let's see. Dan M2 Square says, create a mood, create it. So referencing being romantic. Okay. She also says we don't get a different type of romance in the music shows that. Okay.
We don't.
She also said picnic in the middle of nowhere, referencing Harold. But Harold had that pretty laid out. I thought that was cool what Harold did.
Yeah, that was cool.
Harold is very romantical. He's a big old teddy bear.
I love you, Harold.
Smooth Stone says that Olivia is so romantic. People are suggesting drive-in movies, candlelight dinner in the house.
Drive-in movies are cute. I've still never been to a drive-in movie. I've been asked to go to one, but I have not been to one. But I think that's cute. That's super sexy.
Adrian says if we accept less, we get less. Adrian, she in the comments. I don't know why she hasn't been on. I don't know why she hasn't been on Culture Club.
What's up, Ken? What's going on?
Yeah.
But she says if we accept less, then we'll get less, and I'm here for that. I'm here for that. Don't put no brown leaves on my floor. Don't do that. Don't do that. Christopher Saylor says, I always appreciate something homemade because you took the most expensive thing you have, your time, and you spent it on me.
Correct.
Okay, Chris. Okay.
Correct.
Okay. Dan says, I mean, there are reasons for someone for their body to change. So you're talking about changes in the body if you're in a relationship.
Against you, because you said that your body shouldn't change. I recall that being said.
Okay, so what I'll say is if you have the ability, if you have the ability to get yourself in order and keep your thing straight, then we good. But if something out of your control happens and we are in a different space, then of course I can understand that. But not you being lazy, not want to do nothing, and so now you 500-600 pounds, and I'm supposed to still be in love with that. I'm sorry, I'm just not going to be. Adrian King is on here too. Adrian King, I'm over here getting my life with you guys. Nothing but love.
That's my buddy.
Thank y'all for watching, Adrian. The two Adrians is on. Chris Taylor, Smooth, Dan. Thank y'all so much for watching. Hey, Olivia, when's the last time you judged somebody, and why did you judge them?
Yesterday.
Oh, okay. Why did you judge them?
Oh shit, that's not true. An hour ago.
Oh.
And you know why, Wes.
So did you white woman judge the black man, or what are we doing? So I'm gonna hold on because I want to ask these two guys, and then we'll expand on the story. Harold, when's the last time you judged somebody?
I mean, I'm not perfect, and I don't want to sound altruistic here, but I really try my darndest not to judge people. I take them for who they are because I feel as though judge not lest you be judged. So here's the deal. For me, it's live and let live. Whatever you want to be, how you want to do it, how you want to carry it, just make that room for me. So the only time I probably would judge somebody is if they profess to be open-minded, but they're closed-minded really because they won't accept you for who you are, but they want you to accept them for who they are. That's why I have a problem. And to be honest, in the in any community, don't just have to be LGBTQ. It don't have to be just heterosexuals. It don't have to be just blacks or whites. We all have a group of us in that group that are closed-minded while we want people to accept our crap. So you can't want people to accept everything about you, but then want to put the halt on everything about them. So what I'm saying is live and let live. Let them have their opinion. Let them have what they want to do and how they want to be. And you be the way you want to be, and don't let anybody tell you nothing different. So in that respect of judgment, I don't try to do. And then the judgment that I'm thinking you talking about is that. There is judgment where you judge somebody's character. And there's so there's different types of judgment, but I try not to just judge people,
What about you, Ben?
As long as it doesn't infringe on my livability. Go ahead.
What about you, Ben? When's the last time you judged somebody?
Pre-judge. Every time I go to the supermarket and I see people without masks and gloves, I judge the hell out of them. That's when I do my judging. Because I be like, what the hell is wrong with y'all people? I don't get it.
Right. Maybe I do this. I be like, you dirty ass. You got to be dirty.
We all in this together, and you out here
But why? Okay, so hold on. Why I got to be dirty because I'm going to Walmart not wearing no mask?
Because
Why
we all gotta wear
I got to be
masks.
dirty?
We all gotta wear masks. You ain't exempt.
You ain't got no gloves on the first somebody's opening using that handle to get the milk. And they just touch that handle after they did like this, and they touched the handle, and you went behind them with your ungloved, unmasked face, ungloved hands, and smelled the air they just was breathing, and put your hand on that handle and open it up. And I'm saying, yeah, we do this every day under normal circumstances. But since COVID is in the air, you got to take extra precautions to be safe. So the stuff you don't think about, like the only way you smell anything, people, is that particles of that said thing you're smelling go into your olfactories and touch hairs in your nose and send a signal to your brain that I'm smelling, So my whole thing is, if you go behind somebody with your mouth open in the bathroom, you breathing in and inhaling all of that crap. You got to be mindful. So when you're mindful.
But shouldn't we judge you? Because you're the one that touched all of these things and touched yourself.
But the thing about it is, I got gloves on when I go to the store because I don't want nobody to get sick.
But the gloves are like the worst thing ever, because the gloves, you touched everything and you weren't having the ability to like wash your hands before you touched things that you're going to touch again without the gloves. No shade.
Wrong, because I tell you why you're wrong. I have hand sanitizer in my car. So
you take gloves off before you touch your door handle?
In my car, I got a box of gloves, hand sanitizer, put the gloves on.
If you don't take those gloves off before you touch your door handle, it's a wrap, Harold.
Why my door handle? Nobody goes in my car but me.
Because your door handle, if you touched it with the gloves, you've touched everything with those gloves. So now COVID-19 and every other bacteria are now on your door handle.
Olivia,
versus
you missing the point. I take the gloves off after I leave the store. I put the gloves on before I go in the store. I take them off when I leave the store.
I mean, I heard you say you don't judge people, and I judge people for real shit. Like I judge people for like Corona is like real because you could die, but like I judge people for like being like stupid. Like I judge people for that, and I judge people.
Judge is such a big word. When you talk about judgment, when people talk about the Bible, they talk about the spiritual sense of judge. Judge means to make a call about a person's character, permanent call about a person's character based on what you think you do or do not know about them.
Oh, yeah. But I wasn't wrong. I judged them before I knew the stupidity and found out the stupidity, and I recognized that my judgment was correct.
Olivia, why you out there judging people, sis? Why you out there judging people? You are black and you are lesbian. Why are you out here judging people in this world?
Shouldn't do it. And if I'm being honest and authentic, I be judging people every single day. And 9 times out of 10, unfortunately, I judge people who look like me. I do.
So here's what I'm gonna say. That shit was hilarious. So fact, right? I walk into Walmart and nobody has on masks and gloves, and my mind, like a thought triggered in my head, right, to be like, oh, wow, oh, well, yeah. But I couldn't clearly because I don't have on mask and gloves. So in my mind, I'm like, yeah, no, I'm not gonna judge you. I think that we should probably think a little bit, you know what I'm saying? But I'm just not going to, because I'm that type of person that's like, I don't want what's happening in the world to dictate my everyday life. So much so that everywhere I go, I got on mask and gloves. Oh my God, you can't touch this. Oh my God, you can't touch that. I'm walking around with a bleach spray to spray everything down because the coronavirus is out here. Oh my God, I can't use your phone because you got the coronavirus. Shit is real. I think that is too much, but I'm proud of myself because, you know, I don't really judge people all like that. I make comments on my reviews and I do reviews and stuff like that, but I don't really judge people because I'm Black and I'm a man and I'm gay and I live in the US of A, and like it be like so many people already judging me. So I'm not trying to judge other people because they judging me. So like I'm just not gonna do that. I don't do that.
Hell, I'm all of those things too, and I will judge you in a heartbeat. Forget that.
Hello.
Yeah,
I'm a judger. I'm a
Well,
judger, and I've gone through all types of
I guess
therapy.
we all, in a subconscious way, even judge. I don't try to consciously sit there and point a finger at somebody for something. But I tell you this much though, Wes, yeah, it is kind of messed up that you would look at somebody with no mask and no gloves and say, "Shouldn't you have that on?" And you don't have it on, and you think that you are exempt because you don't want nobody to tell you. Listen,
Right, which is why I don't do that.
Wear a mask in the store. That's what CDC got in law. See, it's people like you that I don't want working around me because I'm essential, so I have to go to work. And when they come in there, they want to come in with no mask. I tell them, no, you got to go back in your car and find the mask. If not, go borrow one. But my thing is, not borrow, but go get one. But my thing is, you're not going to endanger me because you don't want to listen to the law. You're not going to do that to me. So you don't have that right. So my whole thing is maybe I did pass judgment and say, you won't be coming in here today, but that's judgment I can pass based on the laws of the land. You're not gonna come in here sneezing and coughing and hacking on me.
So your store has a law. Your store has a law that every customer needs to have on a mask and gloves before they come to your store.
Yeah, that's the state of Maryland. The state of Maryland, Hogan said, if you go into retail spaces, the customers and the what do you call them? Customers and the associates of that said store have to wear masks and protective gear if you are essential. And we know that grocery stores and a few other places are essential. So and hospitals and stuff like that. So you have to protect not only yourself, but the said people that are around you. It's selfish to think you live in on an island. And if you do live on an island, good on you if you can afford that. But if you can't,
I think if everybody's gonna come together and be a band of, you know, like humans and like everybody can come together and pay my damn bills. Everybody can come together and clean my house. Everybody come together, help me get my credit in order. Because if I'm supposed to be worrying about everybody else and caring about everybody else need to be worried about me. That's
So
all I'm saying.
Say, holla. When it comes to judging people in this space, we have to also be mindful of the economics behind it. Because let's be honest, even some of these creative masks that people are walking around with aren't worth the shit that they're made out of. Because the disease through it.
Are we judging now?
No, it's true.
I'm just saying,
you might not be able to afford. You may not be able to afford a mask. You may not be able to afford gloves. But what you can do is wear some winter gloves. Wear a bandana tied around your face.
But that doesn't just stop the virus.
Listen, Olivia, that shows that you're trying to do something. It shows that you try to protect yourself a little
like
bit.
The brown leaves. You trying. Right, you trying.
Listen.
You better walk through Walmart with a thick North Face bubble jacket on and some winter gloves and a scarf around your face because you don't want to get the corona.
I don't care if you wear mittens. I don't care if you wear mittens. I don't care if you wear a what you call them things you get the stuff out the oven with, an oven glove. If you cover your hands up from transmitting germs, that's the point. And the point of the matter is, people have to find inventive ways of making themselves safe. And,
all right,
and that's what I'm saying.
Talking about, since we talk, I'm taking the floor. Since we're talking about the things that we can do, how about when we humans in America decide that we are going to rent an Airbnb, that we decide that we're not going to have 2,000 people in that bitch, and then have it recorded so it looks like all the Black people do is have parties during a pandemic. right? Because we saw that viral video that went around where it was like 200 people.
Are we judging Black people?
We are. I love my people. And I want, as a responsible person who is in the business also of what is it? Vacation, housing, short-term housing, we're gonna call that Airbnb, right? That you're not having, like, I'm sorry, I don't like perpetuating the standard that it's Black people being the ones who are going against, you know, our lockdown orders. Unfortunately, I've had to break up 7 parties since March 15th. I've had to break up 7 parties. I mean, I have so many times where I look at the person and I'm just like, watch this be some boo-boo. Oh, it's boo-boo. And unfortunately, it happens to be people who look like me.
So is it okay for white people to do that? It's okay.
No,
is it okay for white people to do that?
Not.
Come on now. Come on now.
But I get it when they do. Like, what are you doing? Like, not only are you causing a situation for me personally, you're causing a situation like the police are gonna come. Now it's gonna be a big thing. Now it could be on the news. And now it's us looking stupid and like boo-boo the fool because we're having a party of like X amount of people when we're supposed to be like social distancing. So all of these kind of reports and stuff, I'm judging you. I'm judging you, Black people. I'm judging you.
Well, where's the boo-boo come in? Where's the boo-boo come in? Where'd the boo-boo come in?
Who?
Where did the boo-boo come in? You had to clean up.
The boo-boo?
Yeah, you had to clean up poop.
No, she was saying, no, it wasn't real poop. She was saying that here comes the crap that she's going to have to deal with because of the way the person looks.
I'm not trying to be funny.
She says because the person is Black, she's going to have problems.
Every single occurrence that I had that was the issue was not a person who did not look like me. I got the doorbell, I got the Ring doorbell to show that it's a person who looks like me. Like the fraud and the scammers and the stuff, and it makes me feel some type of way because it's like, I don't want to perpetuate this idea that it's us. But unfortunately.
But let's be real talk real quick. It's not you perpetuating the idea, it's them perpetuating the idea because they look like the stereotype and then they do what said stereotype is known for doing. So, you know, like back to the whole Nene thing, if you want to be titled an angry Black woman, you're going to give an angry Black woman all the time. If you want someone to look at you very differently, then give them something different. But I don't want to be judged because of the way that I look, Olivia. So don't be judging me if I.
But you don't look like the people that I'm talking about. Like I'm not trying to be funny.
Ben.
I'm not trying to be fucked up. But
Ben, how you feel, Ben? Do you feel bad? Do you feel bad for being Black because Olivia judges Black people?
No, there's not enough ratchetness or bouginess that my people can put out there that will make me judge them. Will I question what they do or why they do the things they do? Always, because I want the best for my people. But I'm not going to judge them because who am I to judge anybody?
I don't want to judge them, but since Corona time started, I have not had this many occurrences of me feeling disappointed in my people.
Well, let's be honest. Let's be honest. Depending on geographical location of said Airbnb, you may have to get more Black people than you do necessarily white folks. It may if it's in a white neighborhood, you're gonna get more white folks than you do Black folks.
No, I've always had a mix, but I've never had this kind of situation where it's 100%, not 10, not 20, not 5. It's 100% of the people who are doing foolala. And
okay, now, Olivia, your experience I can understand because like Wes, similarly, has had that experience. He said it before. You know, it's not other people, it's my people doing the things sometimes. And I understand that. I get that whole argument. Here's the problem I have. We are disproportionately affected by our people because we are around mostly our people, most of us. So my whole thing is that
no.
hold
Stop.
on.
My online business.
Okay,
and I've experienced prior to this. I've experienced having a very wonderful mixture. Unfortunately, I can't have this mixture now because of the global pandemic. So, you know, travel has stopped. So I'm only getting access to because that would be saying that Atlanta doesn't have white people. Atlanta does have white people.
There's a lot of white people. But what I'm saying to you is, it's not a.
And it's saying that Atlanta doesn't have responsible Black people. Atlanta does have responsible.
It does. So this is what I was about to say. If you let me finish, is this that, and I say it quickly, is that there are as many. If you take the percentage across the board, I think it's not a situation of color. It's a situation of people who aren't trained, don't have proper home training, don't have a respect for other people's things or their things, don't look at their house. Their house may be trashy. They go and they trash somebody else's home. And that's not a color thing. That's a home, individual, family, cultural thing in America where maybe you weren't trained to have these things or to respect these things. So what I'm saying to you is that's not a color thing, because you got white folks in the trailer park that trash their trailer park. You got Black folks in the projects that trash their projects. But
and unfortunately, those people have not been the people who have come to frequently visit my space. So I don't have a good, you know what I'm saying? Like, unfortunately, the fact of the matter is that I wish that were the case. Trashing my place, that would be okay. As far as like, that would be, oh, okay, you trash my place. The scamming and the different kind of fraud and stuff like that, like, it kind of makes me get nervous, because I'll say like, well, I can't fault when people say these things. And it's sad because I'm the blackest black person I know. And during these times, when I keep on hearing people saying, oh, and their excuse for their fraud is, you're not gonna let me come through, and you're not gonna, you gonna do another Black man like this. Are you fucking kidding me? Like, I'm a Black woman. Are you serious?
How do we break out of the stereotypes? Like, how do we break away from this? How do we break away from the stereotypes? You know, go ahead, you was about to say something?
Yeah, that's an integrity issue. And breaking away from the stereotypes, that go back to the family unit, how your mama, daddy, both or one trained you, grandma, whoever raised you, because that's integrity. That's things you put in you over time. What she's saying is they're gonna find any excuse or some said excuse to say, I'm gonna call my credit company and dispute this so I don't have to pay for this Airbnb, and this is how you do that, and that's how you get over. That's an integrity issue. So that ain't black or white. And unfortunately, it's a lot of us that do that because they don't want to pay their bills and be responsible. They want to spend their money on what they want to spend their money on and use people. But that's an integrity issue.
That's not an integrity issue. What I am saying, however, unfortunately, I'm seeing a pattern of the people who are doing this to me happen to look like me. No shade.
Well, and no shade. But listen, let me tell you this. No shade, and I won't take no shade. But I'm gonna tell you this: you live in a very heavy Black area, like DC is too, like Houston is too.
A heavy Black area, but the problem
is prior to Seattle.
No.
Go to Seattle, or go to San Diego, or go somewhere else, and you're not gonna have a lot more Black people doing that. You have white people doing that because there's more white people there. So you're not gonna tell me
more white people here. I'm saying more white people aren't doing it.
Let me finish, and then you can talk, because I want to hear yours too. You're not going to tell me that a predominantly white area is not going to have more incidences of people with integrity issues if there's not a lot of Black people there.
Okay, stop. I live in a predominantly white area. What are you talking about?
I'm talking about the city. I'm talking about the demographics.
What are you talking about? I live in Midtown.
No, I know that. I'm talking about the city itself.
Right.
San Diego
But I
is
live in
predominantly
Midtown,
white.
so I live
You
in a
can have
predominantly
Airbnbs
white
in San
area.
Diego.
So real quick. So I'm confused of what are we talking about? I'm confused.
What I'm saying to Olivia is she's having a higher incidence of Black people do it to her. And I understand that, but the demographic in Atlanta is kind of half and half. You got half Black, half white. You're gonna have more of the, and I hate to say this, socioeconomic ladder. Our people gonna be lower on it because white folks generally get the better jobs by 30% than us. They do. But here's the thing. That's true. It's true.
I'm sorry, because though I've dropped my prices are still above the expectations of a certain kind of caliber of person.
Then why you getting people with integrity issues?
No shade. So
then why you getting people with integrity issues?
That was judgment all the way through that sentence. That was judgment all the way through that entire sentence.
I'm not lying. We set our prices to be at a certain place where I don't get the fool-la-la.
So can I say this? Then? So you saying to me, you done priced your Airbnb to keep the niggas out. Well, whoever, of whatever color. Because niggas is niggas at the end of the day, no matter what color you are. So you done priced it so that you can keep the riffraff out. But the people that you done got that's doing the riffraff happen to be Black, and you wondering why. And I done put it at a certain level. It shouldn't be. Well, what I'm saying to you is that's an integrity issue. It doesn't have anything to do with socioeconomic status, because whether you are Black or white,
correct, it doesn't have to do with anything with socioeconomic status, which brings us back to race. No shade. I'm sorry.
How could you say that?
You talking to the blackity black fight the power sister, and I'm still going to.
So Olivia, are you saying? So basically, what Olivia is saying that in her line of business with her Airbnbs, her clientele have been well mixed, but unfortunately, every time she's had an occurrence with any members of her clientele, they've always been Black.
An occurrence of a certain issue. She said not trash. She said occurrence where they want to retract their funds for some odd reason or another.
Oh, no. I'm sorry. Let me lay it down. Occurrence.
Okay.
Fraud, whether it be not following the rules. Like, I don't want you having like 5,000 blunts in my house. Like, I'm sorry, I don't want my house, because the next person cannot take the smell of smoke. I don't want you having noise ordinances where you bumping all this bass. Next thing I know, I have the people next door calling me talking about they're having a party. Or, I mean, there was the one incident that I had where this, because the hotels are closed, now the women of the night who have to get their money, and I ain't fucking with you. I mean, you gotta get your money, you gotta get your money. You know what I'm saying? You can do whatever it is you want to do. You want whole money is all money is good money. I don't care. Just don't be loud with it. So they on the patio popping their pussy, and then my neighbors are sitting here asking like, yo, what the fuck is up? Like, what's going on? So I've had escorts of all different colors, creeds, or whatever, rent my place. It's only, unfortunately, people who look like me, who've had escorts and all of those kind of things, who rent my space, and now they gotta pop their pussy on the fucking, like, a balcony.
Listen. Before y'all continue, let's go to the comments real quick, because they weighing in on the comments. Let's go to the comments real quick. We have Dan says she is speaking. She's speaking. I'm on our experience. I'm not sure what that means.
Yes,
Dan. Okay. Smooth Stone says if you're surrounded by a certain influence, you are APT to take on those influence. Oops. You are apt to take on those influence. I'm sorry. I have blunts and stuff behind me. I'm a part of Olivia's group. If you are in a bowl of strawberries, the chances are you're going to smell like strawberries. Okay. Happy to see Olivia again. What's going on, Bo? Danica says we got to keep the roaches out. She says, Olivia, I call them roaches because it's no race. It's all about money. Danica says, people who can't afford to stay in a nice place or don't know how to treat a nice place. That's what she called roaches. People that can't afford.
Well, here's my only point. My only point about Olivia is this. If you have a young lady who's your Caucasian counterpart who has a bed of breakfast or an Airbnb somewhere else, and they are renting it out in a predominantly white city, maybe 90%, they may have some of the same complaints you have about riffraff and occurrences, but they're going to be by white people because by virtue of the amount of people that live there are predominantly white. What I'm saying is when you get into more urban, when you get into cities where there's more urbanization and a mixture of both black, white, and other races, like a metropolitan city like Atlanta, like you said, Chicago, LA, New York, DC, Miami, you're going to find that may be skewed toward minority a little more because that's where we live. We generally live more urbanized than we do rural.
I can't say that because I don't know.
Well, what I can
say is I'm disappointed. My point is I'm disappointed, especially because my profile picture is a person of color. So if you see and everything that I spit to you from the gate, hey, I want to welcome you. I'm giving you the house rules of what is to be expected of you. So I understand that people don't read a lot of times. That happens to be. I mean, even people who I vacation with tell me I didn't read that, and I'd be like, okay. So I get that. Unfortunately, the issue that I have is that more often than not, I'm not saying that I've never had an issue with people who are not of, my who look like me. I'm not gonna say that. I am gonna say some shit y'all not ready to hear. Boom, you ready for it? Do you know who gives me the least amount of issues and problems all across the board? As far as taking care of the place, as far as, reviews are concerned, I hate to say that the people who give me the least amount of issues, white men. White men. I've been doing this shit for 4 years. White men, when I see a white man, I can breathe easy. Like, okay, I know my shit ain't gonna get fucked up, and I know he ain't gonna leave me no fucked up ass review. I know this white man is not gonna do me. Next up, Asian men. Asian men, love them. I breathe easy.
Man, you should have been.
Then we start to group in other men. Any kind of other man, 9 times out of 10, excuse me, let me rephrase. Any kind of other man other than a black man, no shade, who's not gonna give me no fever, I feel good about. Then we get down to white women. It's 50-50 on them bitches. Women of color, that's not black. 60-40 on them bitches. Black women? Well, before we get to black women, black men, that's like, that's 40 in my favor of black men, 40 in my favor. Now, black women, I'd be lucky to get a good review. And I'm not even trying to be funny. Black women, I love my sisters. I'm a fucking lesbian. I love my sisters. But anytime I have a black woman booking my shit, I am nervous. I've gone above and beyond and beyond and beyond and beyond and beyond for black women. I don't give anybody else as much as my attention as I do to a black woman. The minute that I see your profile picture and I see your name as anything black, I am giving you all my focus. Hey girl, how you doing? Okay, all right. I'm giving you bottles of wine. I'm giving you strawberries. I'm going above and beyond because I need this review to be here.
And I can't get that. I'm a black man.
Huh?
And I can't get that because I'm a black man.
As a black man, I have more faith in you. No shade. I have more faith in you that my regular me is going to be enough for you. As a black woman, it's not my fault. And Danica will probably be able to say something to this. That we'll be like, we will roll out the red carpet and this bitch will be like, the ice water was not cold enough. The hot water was not hot enough. The baseboards had 2 inches of dirt on it. And then the heifer had this opportunity to then get it on a discount. And if she paid 75% less than the white man.
Wait, can I jump in real fast? I just want to say something. I want to play devil's advocate because the way that you broke it down, it seems to me that there may be twitches or twinges of jealousy on the part of these sisters because they can't afford to live where you live. They actually have to. I mean, I'm not saying that gives them any excuse to act the way they do, but you know the human condition. Humans act stupid. They do stupid things for stupid reasons, and just from that breakdown, it makes it seem like maybe they come in there and they purposely look for things because they don't have their shit together. They see you, they like, damn, she a sister, she got this, she got that, and that's sad. That takes this whole conversation to a whole nother level.
But hold on real quick. Can we say that all races have a select group of people that can fit into this category of what Olivia is talking about? Yeah. I know you saying no, Olivia, but what I want to say is to the people out there that might see this video, I've had certain experiences from all races. So I want to put that out there. All races can be dirty, can be messy, can complain about this, complain about that. But it's unfortunate, where it becomes unfortunate for me is going back to what Olivia was saying, is because Black people have had it the worst on this planet Earth for millennia, okay? And for me, I feel like we, more so than anybody else, should come together and support and build and not trash an Airbnb when you know that it's being upheld. You shouldn't trash Airbnb, period. But out of respect for the culture, out of respect for the race and everything that we've had to fight for, I mean, back in the day, you even thinking about a Black person owning an Airbnb to rent off to someone else, it would have never been thought of. So in my mind, it's like when we do certain businesses and give back to the people, just respect it. From that respect, it should be respected, period, because we continue to fight the day. We continue to go through trials and tribulations today because of the color of our skin. You know what I'm saying? And it's not going to change in our lifetime. It's not going to change in 7 more lifetimes. It's always going to be there. But it's like, I don't know. So I vibe with you, Olivia. I understand what you're saying from a business perspective and how you screen people. But that is extremely dangerous because that's exactly what all the other races do to us. And so my question is, how can we come out of that? Because I had to get myself out of that. I had to get myself out of that.
What I was saying earlier is what I'm gonna say again. That is an integrity issue, not a race issue. You can break it down by demographics all you want. Everybody's experience is going to be different across the board. Whether you live,
let him talk.
When you live in Detroit, you live in DC, you live in Chicago, you live in all these different cities. Everybody's experience with what you have is going to be different and different demographic levels across the board, period, because there's all different types of people everywhere. What I'm saying is, it's a people issue. It's an integrity issue. It's an issue that you should judge by an individual basis. So what the answer to Wesley's question is, what do? You how to get out of that is you judge it and you go on an individual basis. Even though things may trend a certain way, doesn't mean we pay it attention in a negative light or positive light. For instance, I'll say this. For instance, I took sociology in college. He come talking about some African Americans have higher incidences of high blood pressure and diabetes. You know what? That may be per capita in our population, but there's a reason behind that. So don't sit there and keep telling us the fact. You have to find a way to get to addressing it. And here's how you address it. On a case-by-case basis, you need to tend to that individual, and you have to let them know, teach them some integrity, which is, you ain't gonna do this to my place, and this is not what you're gonna do. But Olivia, what you were saying was, because of my experience, I now pay certain attention to certain people so that I can get that extra review. But my whole thing is this: why should you have to do that? You see what I'm saying? Why should you have to do that? You shouldn't have to put more energy for a person because of a bad experience. You have to just judge things based by case by case. That's what I say.
No. Sorry. No. Science tells us that enough data will allow for you to make informed decisions. I'm not saying that we should just do a blanket across. What I am saying is that you're saying individual. For instance, boom, I got one for you. I got one for you because this is the one that I was dealing with Wes before y'all got on the phone because I was early, right? So there's a person who just created a profile today. Said person, unfortunately, looked like me. Said person said they were only gonna have, said person created this profile in April 2020. That's my first red flag. Like, okay. Said person say, yeah, I'm just coming in time to do business. Said person walks in, even though my rules say that there should only be, every person that's gonna be in the unit should put their name on, you should put them in the reservation. Said person did not do that. I let that one slide. When I see on my doorbell, my Ring doorbell, that 4 people walk in. Let it slide. They might not be staying, they might be guests. Cool. Then 2 hours later, I get a call, 3 calls, that there's a noise ordinance, they're having a party. Said person says, I'm a celebrity, and I was, unbeknownst to me, I'm a celebrity, and I was getting my hair cut inside of the unit. Mind you, the unit is positioned to be a quarantine in place. You need to stay in type of situation because we use all of the virus vaporizing. I pay extra money to get these people to come in there and spray the whole situation down. But you're coming in there to cut your hair and you need 4 people to watch you get your hair cut. And you need to have the music to a decibel that people will now text message me and call me to tell me now. You also need to be smoking enough weed that the people next door need to tell me you're smoking weed. You help me walk through this, Harold.
Well, I agree with you. I agree that person needs to be held accountable for what they did not do.
But prior to this person walking in, my whole situation was like, this about to be some bullshit. Was I wrong? The last 6 times, was I wrong? No, I wasn't.
So stop, you got to reserve the right to not have people on your property.
Then that's me being discriminatory. Because I'm not accepting these people, it's on instant. So you get to come in, but I already know, oh, this is some bullshit. I'm not.
Don't the Airbnb people, when you know somebody book a room, don't you get to see their profile and everything before you accept? Don't you have to accept the thing?
Oh no, it's instant book. You can sign on, you can book my place without me knowing who you are, anything about you.
The hell?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
So why does it take like sometimes when I do Airbnb it'd be quick, but then other times when I do Airbnb it's like I'm waiting for the host to approve.
Because that's how they have it set up. And I don't do that specifically because I don't want anybody to feel like I'm discriminating against them. Some people, you have to approve them. Some people, I put it that I don't have to approve you. You could just come in.
I suggest you keep getting a string of these people like you just got with the haircut and smoking situation and the high decibel music. I suggest you start screaming because that would eliminate the whistle.
No, because I distance myself on purpose. I distance myself because I don't want to ever be that person who is now judging you. You know what I'm saying?
But you already doing it.
After the fact, the fact of the matter is there's a lot of time. There are some times, not a lot, there are some times where people will come through and I'll be like, oh, they look like they're gonna be on some boo-boo. And they be perfect guests. And I leave them glaring reviews like, oh my God, they were amazing. But they're unfortunately in these COVID-19 times, because let's be clear, a lot of these situations where me getting this fool la la and me having to kick people out and people just doing the most hasn't happened as much since we started this coronavirus and the lockdown. For the most part, I'm not gonna lie, this whole white men are the best guests ever is the truth. That has not stopped. 4 years, white men never had a problem. Sorry. They have never, still to this day, white men who have booked my unit, who have booked Olivia's unit, have been the absolute best guests I've ever had. I have not one complaint of white men. I don't know because of their self-deprecating. I don't know. But white men, best guests ever.
Well, we got 10 more, 7, 8, 9. Actually, we're supposed to be off right now. The Culture Club Live will be ending. But before we go, I do want to ask y'all this last question on here, and we can make it pretty quick because I don't want to hold everybody up. Societal goals, do they apply to you? For example, like you have to be 30. When you turn 30, you want to own your own house. By 16, I needed my license. You know how the world tells you need to go to college, that you need a degree, that you have to pay your taxes, or that not going to jail means that you are a good human being. Do any of those societal goals, are any of those societal goals ones that you place on yourself? For example, before I turn 30, I want to own a house.
I already bought a house before 30, so I get I'm like, sorry, I did that.
So that was a goal in mind. That was an age goal in mind, or you just did it because you wanted to do it?
I did it, and it just so happened that I fell into whatever your thing is.
Okay. Ben and Harold, are there any societal goals that you guys are trying to reach?
I think as far as my story is concerned, like my entire life has just kind of been like this constant wave of events. I don't place limitations on myself. Like whatever happens when it's going to happen. And yeah, I don't do the whole, I will say the one thing, I don't want to go to jail. I definitely don't want to go to jail. Like I never want to incorporate that into my life. But anything like, I got to have this by 30, I got to do this by 35, I'll be 42 in May. Like any of that shit is done. So at this point, it's just whatever goal I set out, whenever it gets done, I move on to the next goal. So I don't do none of that now.
Okay. Harold?
Listen, God made all of us with our own fingerprints, and our fingerprints are all different. And so that means we're all unique. I think that we stay in our own lane. So there is no keeping up with the Joneses because the Joneses don't exist. So as far as societal norms and standards, I think you're chasing a phantasm to go after something that society states up for you, because society can't even keep up with itself. You know, the mandates it sets for itself, it can't even. So look, the government tells you they want you to have a 740 credit score to do such and so, but they are $24 trillion in debt. So go figure. You know, Trump is an idiot, but we're supposed to have a president that's smart. So, I mean, and he touts being the smartest man in the world. Here's my thing. You do what you need to do for your life. You only get one. You choose to do what you want to do with it. If you want to reach those goals and you set those goals for yourself, do it. And I celebrate you all the way. But what I want you to do is don't look down on me because you think you did something that I should have done. You celebrate me as much as I celebrate you, and we'll celebrate each other together. And we can go to Chuck E. Cheese, okay? But we're gonna go to Chuck E. Cheese. We're gonna go. We're gonna go to Chuck E. Cheese after the COVID virus is over because I ain't putting my hand on none of them ski balls or no other ball in Chuck E. Cheese. Okay?
All I'm gonna say is, look, don't judge me if I'm riding a roller coaster and I put it on Instagram. Don't judge me.
Okay. All right. I won't.
I will. Oh, that.
If you ride the roller coaster, put on Instagram.
Yeah, if I'm riding on a roller coaster during this current situation, don't judge me.
I will.
I'm gonna say, Wes, you stay your trifling ass home out here on roller coasters with the COVID.
All you're gonna hear is wee.
And that's all you gonna hear. The next thing you're gonna be like, he was a great man.
Don't do that. Anyways, thank you guys for joining Culture Club. I am going to end this on our live. To everybody that tuned in to the live portion of Culture Club, thank you. Guys, hold on one second while I stop the live.